So hi and welcome to another LRCC Soundbite. Today's question, I'm doing questions at the moment, here's today's. Why do bad things happen to good people? So many ways to approach that question. I suppose some would ask, how do we define a bad thing and how do we define a good thing or a good person? I don't really want to get into an argument today about the morals of good and bad, but instead look at this from a Christian faith point of view. Generally, people would ask this question in the context of there can't be a God because otherwise things would be fair. Now the notion of fairness is interesting. If good always repaid good and bad always repaid bad, that's something we have a name for. It's not something that is part of Christian belief. It's commonly referred to as karma. I guess that the amount, it means kind of that the amount of good and bad in the world remains constant and karma balances it out depending on what they do. So, okay, let me put karma to one side as well for a moment. Why doesn't God look after all the good people in the world and give them special treatment? To answer that, I'll have to start in my usual place, the Bible, and see how God chose to set the world up. I'm not, again, going to get into a debate about how or when the world was created, what order, whether evolution is a thing or not. It's important, but it's not key to this question. What is important is that the Bible tells me that God gave humans the job of looking after everything on earth. If we look around, we can easily see that humans collectively are the top of the food chain, top of the resource using economy of this planet. We're in charge. We make decisions that have global consequences. Look outside. Global weather conditions have changed. People argue about why, whether it's global warming, whether we caused it, how that. Regardless, we can see the evidence that something has changed. And we probably have something to do with that. You certainly couldn't argue about humans having a devastating effect on animals over the years. The dodo was hunted to extinction. Rhinos, tigers, elephants. We know the stories about how these animals are endangered in so many ways. It's just the tip of the iceberg. So, without labouring the point, how well collectively as humans have we looked after our planet over the years? Similarly, how have we collectively looked after each other? How do we look after our communities, our families, our neighbours, our friends, and those who live on the other side of the world? Some would say, would look at the amount of food produced in this world and say, there's more than enough for everybody. We just haven't got a way of distributing it. Or rather, are some of us holding it back? I guess what I'm saying is that when the Bible talks about us turning away from God and doing things our own way, rather than the way that God intended us to live, we kind of only need to look at the evidence all around us to see it. The Bible says that it is because of that things aren't perfect in our world. And I believe that before God, we're all equal. So actually, we've put ourselves all in that same lottery of good and bad things coming our way. I certainly believe that God blesses people in all sorts of ways. But that doesn't take away the bad stuff in the world. Jesus himself suffered in horrible ways. How do we escape? Why do we escape? Why should we escape? So, as Christians, we certainly pray to God when we see bad things happening. And we ask that he will make things better. And so many times he does. But it's not going to stop those bad things still happening to good people. It's going to continue until Jesus returns to this earth and remakes everything new. But then that's another story for another day as well. This week, why not think about the things that you can influence to make things better in the world around you and for the people around you? Have a great week. God bless you, and I'll see you next time.